Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm so grateful. In this video, we are going to talk about your 3D reality and how your 3D reality exists to serve you. It's nothing more than a mirror. I'm sure you have been tired by now hearing that thing again and again. But if you check out my 3D and circumstances playlist, you will understand a lot of different ways to comprehend and resonate with your 3D reality. So instead of being scared, there are so many other ways to deal with your 3D, to manage your 3D, and how not to be triggered by your 3D. And it's been a long time I've made a refresher video on this. So in this video, I want to just remind you a few points. I made a video long back that spoke about how your 3D reality is a toddler. It can be seen as a toddler. It can be seen as a mirror because it's just going to be your reflection. And by your reflection, I mean your deeply programmed subconscious mind, which includes your thoughts, emotions, feelings, memories, old triggers, behavioral patterns, all of that. So that's another thing, how to figure all of that out. You can check out my subconscious mind playlist and understand how your mind actually works and how you can use it to your advantage. Now, 3D reality is a really simple concept, and I know while explaining it as a concept, it will always seem simple. And when we are actually living our life on a day-to-day basis and we are the ones facing things, we are the ones handling things, we are the ones going through the stress. Each individual is going through different kind of stress in their life. So I understand when you feel that someone who's talking on a video makes it sound very simple, but I have to live my life and it's not easy to handle circumstances when they're in your face and they're triggering you. Now there comes a point where there's certain kind of knowledge you need to make yourself believe. You need to comprehend it, you need to process it, and you need to start applying it with discipline in your life. There are a lot of things that would seem easier than they are when you watch them in a video. And my perspective is a bit different. So I always feel saying is always easier than doing. But that just does not apply to manifestation. It applies to each and every area of your life. And if you're able to do it in some areas where you're hustling and you're making a great career and you are making great relationships, then I'm sure you can do that with your mind as well. For someone who's not applying that in any area of their life, I understand. Maybe they are just not able to do it or understand the concept. But if you're someone who's applying that discipline in certain areas of your life, then for you it's 10 times easier to firstly understand this concept that 3D reality is your reflection, and secondly apply it with discipline. I've spoken about you becoming friends with your 3D as well, because it's literally your reflection. It's nothing else. And to change that reflection, you need to change where that reflection is coming from. That reflection is coming from your inner world. So unless you change your belief systems around certain areas, around certain desires, around what can come into your life, what is allowed, what you are allowing, what limit you're keeping, what restrictions you're keeping, right? Abundance mindset, limiting mindset, belief system, all of that is an internal work which happens in you, in your mind. So unless you change the reflection, nothing is going to change in the mirror. You cannot fix anything in the mirror. If you go and stand in front of the mirror right now, you cannot fix anything that's on your body, including your makeup, your hair, your clothes, your nails. It always has to be fixed here, because once I fix here, it's going to show up in the mirror. And that's a very simple concept. And you are going to start seeing proof of this yourself when you start applying this concept in your 3D. And people always want to jump to bigger things to start seeing evidence. I always tell you to start with smaller things. It's always going to be a trial and error process. If you want to just see proof of yes, 3D is my reflection, start with smaller things because they will come instantly. Focus on one singular color or one singular color of a car or one singular brand of a car, and you will start seeing it for the next few days everywhere, even though previously you had never noticed it. Pick up small things like this, a color, maybe a rainbow, a certain kind of cycle, a certain kind of car, a person wearing a certain kind of t-shirt or shirt. You will not only start seeing it on the road, once you open social media, you're going to start seeing that being suggested to you as a post as well. So that's how instant manifestations work. When things are small, we have no resistance towards it. We do not care if it comes into our life. Today, if I do not see a pink cycle, I will not care. It's not causing any impact on my life. It's not changing me in any way. And because there's zero resistance, there's no care, there's complete detachment because there was no attachment in the first place, it's going to happen so fast. I'm going to see pink cycles everywhere. I'm going to see a certain kind of plant everywhere. So that's the most simple way to explain 3D. Now, when there are traumatizing events and emotions and heavy emotions in the picture, there's resistance, there's anxiousness, there's nervousness, there's stress. Of course, the timeline is going to be different. Of course, there's going to be a lot more work you need to do on your reflection so that the mirror can change. Of course, they might not be instant manifestations, and you need to be mentally ready for that. You need to be okay with that timeline instead of frustrating yourself and exhausting yourself. So, become friends with your 3D, yes, but if you want to become really aggressive with this process and show a lot of authority, I simply want you to see your 3D reality as your servant. Okay, I don't really like using that word, but it's high time. Just see it as your servant. It's going to serve you what you want to be served. And what you want to be served, not the wants in your conscious mind. I'm not even talking about that. Forget about your conscious mind altogether when you're trying to handle your 3D reality or manifestation in general. Okay, your conscious mind is not going to help you with anything. It will just interfere, it will question, it will overthink, analyze, find logic, all of that. I created a video a few days back. Check it out. You will understand what I'm trying to say. You can want a lot of things consciously, but you can reject a lot of things subconsciously, and these are the 2 points in between which your manifestation is stuck. So I simply want you to see your 3D reality as your servant. Okay, you're going to show authority, okay, put in some backbone, and you are going to order what you want to be served. And that order is only going to come from your subconscious mind. Okay, just see it as that way. See it as a story. Your conscious mind is not allowed to order. Okay, it's not allowed to order. It has no contribution. Your subconscious mind is the one who has the authority to order. Okay, and that's you. Whether it's your conscious, subconscious mind, these are 2 parts of you. So everything that needs to be changed is in your subconscious mind. How is anything changed ever in life? Repetition, persistence. I know those words have become too boring and cliche, but those words cannot be replaced with anything. Again, not in manifestation process in your life. There needs to be repetition, persistence if you need to achieve a certain goal or result. So your 3D reality is your reflection. You need to change your reflection. Your reflection comes from your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind has no authority. And I need you to become very, very confident, have a backbone, and see it as a servant. Not even a friend. Forget toddler, forget mirror, forget a friend. See it as your servant and make sure it's giving you what you need. Do not settle for less. You will not settle for less in maybe a place you're eating out, in a restaurant, right? If you get a wrong order, maybe some people will, they do not like sending their food back. I do not. Okay, so if there's a wrong order, I am going to get the right order. So there are so many different kind of analogies you can relate to when explaining 3D reality, right? If you're not going to settle for the wrong things or lesser things in any other area of your life, you want what you paid for, right? You put so much value on money, but you do not put in the same value on your emotions just because it's not tangible and you cannot see it. But you are spending your energy similar to how you're spending money. So if you're mindful of spending money and wanting the correct thing, be mindful of spending your emotional and mental energy and wanting the same thing instead of settling and recreating, getting into all of these other troublesome processes. Okay, so your 3D reality is your servant. That was all this video was about. I hope it helps you. If you have any other questions around 3D reality or any other topic, you can leave it in the comment section. All the products and services, coaching, challenges, courses, YouTube membership programs are in the video description, so you can check it out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, have a great week.